Hello, Queens. It's your girl, Tia. I'm just here to do a short video, or however long this video goes, on self-love. I just thought, let's talk about self-love for a little bit. Everything that I talk about is something that I have experienced, or pretty much experienced. So this is just my opinion on self-love. Everybody's self-love could be different or similar, but this is just, me saying how I came to having self-love for myself and how long it took me to find self-love. But I figure I'd do that with you as I decorate this shoe. I figure I could kill two birds in one stone, do what I like, and the second thing that I love doing, talking, all at the same time. So this beautiful shoe right here was given to me for my birthday. It had like Bath and Body Works stuff inside. It wasn't Bath and Body Works, but it was the lotion, the spray, the soap, and it was all in here. And my bestie got this for me for my birthday this past year. And she said the one reason why she got it because she knows how creative I can be and how I like to be creative. And so that's what I'm going to do. I am going to rhinestone this baby to look like a actual design shoe or high heel. If you guys are not familiar with some of my work, I do have a couple of videos. I have one on redoing my bedroom. I also have one on things that I have repurposed or redone. I also have on there how I decluttered my closet and reorganized it. And everything I do mostly is on a budget 90% of the time. I try to find ways, I shop around to do things either on my own or a cheaper version of it. So check out those videos. But as I decorate this, I'm going to tell you my opinion on self-love. So we're going to see how this goes, and sometimes I have patience, sometimes I don't, so let's see how this goes. Self-love, I think as women, I think we lose it. I think we get lost in what self-love is and what self-love should be. I think when people ask you who's your first love, outside of God himself, being your first love, but I guess the second love would be yourself. And we always told when we get in relationships, how do you know that you love him, and how do you know he's the one, and how do you know? Well, I think where we need to start first in putting all our eggs in loving a man, I think we should start with loving ourselves first, because I think that's where we get lost in our relationships. Sometimes, the relationships that I had, I found myself adapting to what he liked. I would try things, and I would do things that I didn't even like doing, but because I liked him so much, okay, I can compromise. I can compromise this. I can compromise that. And then I realized, I am 44. I realized in the last 4 years how much I love Tia. And it took me that long to have my self-love for within myself and to love myself and me only. And I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. I've been through a lot of relationships, whether it was within my home and family or with boyfriends, and with, there's different types of relationships with somebody at work or at church or your husband. You play different roles and you have different relationships, but you lose yourself in these people and trying to be all you can be and still don't even know who you are or who you want to be. So in these last 4 years, when I say I've learned to love myself, I've learned to love the scars on my body. I have keloids on my chest. I have keloids on my back. I have a couple of keloids on the side of my face. I've learned to love, or not even going to say love, I've learned to be okay if I gain a little weight because I know I'm going to lose it. Or I'm okay if things don't look so good on me right at that moment, but I know I can find something else that looks better on me. I used to always be so down on myself, and I also believe that also came down to me comparing myself to others. Like, I want to be like, okay, so in my book, you guys, I have my book coming out soon, and I'll be talking more about it. And in my book, I talk about, I love Cardi B, and I love Megan Thee Stallion. I love all artists. I love all female artists. But if we're gonna go back in time, what I thought my definition of beauty was the Barbie dolls that I had. And I'm referencing my African American Barbie dolls. When I saw them, I loved their shape, I loved their hair, everything about them was beautiful. So growing up, I wanted to look like whatever close to a Barbie doll. In between, I had issues with my weight. But the crazy thing is, I thought I had issues with my weight, but when I go back to look at some of the pictures when I was like in high school, y'all, I was really smaller than I really thought I was. I was small with a big old bobblehead, but I thought I had to always lose weight, and I was always finding something wrong about me at so young. And it did start when I was young. I was called fat, I was called four eyes, even from my own peers and people in my family. So when you have even people in your family, discrediting you and telling you you're too fat, or it hurts even more. So it's hard to find yourself when the world eyes what their eyes of what beauty is and what really is beautiful. Beautiful to me now that I'm in this mindset, beautiful is loving yourself, being confident within yourself, helping yourself remove insecurities, because most of them insecurity comes from people who either don't like you, or someone who was just trying to hurt your feelings, or and let's be real, women, we have moments where we've shut down women. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been perfect my whole life. I've talked about women before. I've called women fat because in my mind I felt like, well, shoot, if I'm fat, I should feel comfortable to call that next person fat because I'm fat, and I would talk about why they wearing that, and so I used to be those shallow people, and I thought in my mind what beautiful was. So we all deal with it in somehow, some way. But I'm learning to love people as who they are, because I have to love myself who I am. I'm not perfect, scars and all. And so I go back to say that when I got older, to this age, my late 30s or 40s, whenever I first introduced myself or saw Cardi B, I loved her body. I didn't care how she got it. She and I keep forgetting, it's Megan Thee Stallion. They had, like, to me, if I had to say what a black Barbie doll had to look like, that's what I would have said they would look like. The perfect, beautiful black Barbie doll in my eyes. And all other women, I love her, I love India Arie, I love all other women before them. But when I was growing up, my vision of a beautiful woman was a Barbie. That was just for me. So when I saw them, I was like, OMG, they have the perfect shape, they're beautiful, blah blah blah, their skin, their hair, and I know they wear weaves and all, but whatever it is, they were still beautiful regardless. So I love them. But I'm at a point where even after my surgeries, I've learned to love who I am now at this point, the person that I know God wants me to be. And in this journey of finding who I am, I've gotten close to God. I've got to realize I'm the child of God. In His eyes, I am beautiful, I am loved, and that's what matters. And even with all the mistakes I've made, I'm not a perfect mom, I'm not perfect, period, but I try, and I'm going to continue to try to be the best as I can be in my situation and circumstances. But ladies, I can't stress enough, I haven't started decorating because I'm trying to turn these rhinestones over, But I can't stress enough, we cannot let the enemy tell us we're not beautiful. You are beautiful. Doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter what scar you have on your face, doesn't matter whether you have hair, you don't have hair, whether you wear lashes, whether you wear weaves, whether you're all natural, whether you're not natural. You are beautiful. You are beautiful in the skin you in. Love and be and have the confidence that you have. It is okay to love who you are. It is okay to be who you are. Be the most God-fearing, strong woman that you are, because we go through a lot. We go through a lot, and I know I say one reason why I have my platform, Everyday Queens. When I started doing my body contouring, I met a lot of women from all different colors. And don't get me wrong, as color women, we do go through things a little bit more harsher than other women. But outside of the color, ladies, I promise you, every woman that laid on my bed, whether Indian, Chinese, black, Spanish, white, whatever color they were, a man cheated on them. They were heartbroken. They had insecurities. They can find anything on their body to say what they did not like about themselves. They were going through baby daddy problems. They were going through financial problems. They was going through the same problems and mental, emotional struggles we all go through as women. So that's why I said this platform, you see no colors. We would build ourselves down so quick. We are our first enemy. We are the first ones to tell ourselves what not to love about ourselves. And I don't feel like that is fair to ourselves. That is not fair to the woman that God created us to be. You are a great woman. You're a great mother. You're a great sister. You're a great auntie. You're a great grandmother. You're whatever you are as a woman, at your title, as a co-worker, whatever. You are great at what you are. You just need to know it, and you just need to encourage yourself to believe that you are. And it's going to take time. It's going to have to remove things of what people said about you that you know that's not true, but you allowed to make it true. Show and stand up, and I'm telling you, some of these things that people might be tell you to do, I encourage you to do it. I put writing around my mirrors, little post-its on to encourage myself every day. I think I've said this before. I used to tell my daughter has been saying this ever since she can talk. I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I can do anything I put my mind to, and when I pay attention, I'm smart. I had this little girl saying this every day. Why wasn't I saying it? Because it's the truth. Make affirmations for yourself. Remind yourself why you are who you are. No matter anything that may have been happening to you, whether you've been in a bad relationship, don't let that relationship carry on to your next. Learn to love yourself before you love anyone else. It is okay to be alone sometimes. It is okay to sacrifice being by yourself, whether it's going to make you a better mother, whether it's going to make you a better person for yourself, whether it's going to bring you closer to God. It is okay to say, I am not okay. It is okay to get the help you need to put you in the mind frame that you need to be. Get therapy if you have to. I'm just throwing things out there that I've been going through to help myself. I found a great home church. I have a great, awesome church. If you are in the DMV, Maryland, Greenbelt area, CCF, Capital Christian Fellowship, is the most awesome international church. They are amazing. They love God, and they have the most amazing women bond in this church. I can't stress about. But find somewhere that's close to you. Find a women's group, a positive women's group. Create a positive women group. Continue, just remind yourself. In the last 4 years, I've been through a lot, and I've been through a lot in my life. But in the last 4 years, it brought me closer to God. I've been married to my husband for probably going on 4 or 5 years. But out of that 4 to 5 years, 2 years, my husband was incarcerated. And I had to learn a lot of things about myself. I had to be a stronger person, a stronger mother, and stronger for myself. And in that situation, I found God, and I found ways to love myself and take the time and say, hey, I might be in this situation, but I don't have to be my situation or be my circumstances. I can find ways to make time for myself through all my circumstances that I'm going through. Make time for yourself, because you can do it, and you're worth it. Remember, ladies, you are worth every second and minute of the day that you are awake and you are breathing. I just want you to embrace that. But this is just a quick video. I love you, queens, and I hope you continue to like, share, and subscribe. You're beautiful and you're amazing, and there's nothing you can't do. I love you, ladies.